The government of the District of Columbia wants you to know what D.C. government employees need to do if they come across other government employees or government contractors engaged in criminal or corrupt activities.
If you are a district employee and you see or learn about criminal or corrupt activities, know that you have a duty under personnel rules to report it. And also know that the government is committed to ensuring that employees acting with integrity do not feel compromised or threatened for exposing wrongdoing. This commitment to protecting employees is reflected in the district's personnel regulations and its whistleblower law. Coming up, we'll examine our duty to report improper activities and the fundamental aspects of the protections for making such a report afforded to us under the law, including the limits on those protections.
First, what types of things must be reported? Law violations, misuse of government property, receipt of gifts from current or prospective government contractors, inattention to proper policy and procedures, use of an official position for personal gain or the gain of others, gifts and loans between supervisors and those they supervise, inattention to time and attendance reporting, involvement with outside organizations which have business before the district, and improper use of the Internet, to name a few, must be reported. Report of those activities must be made to the reporting employee's agency head and the Office of the Inspector General without undue delay. The Office of the Inspector General has a dedicated hotline for this purpose. Emails can be sent to hotline.oig@dc.gov, and phone calls can be made to either 800-521-1639 or 202-727-0267. Second, what protections are there for employees who come forward and report waste, fraud and abuse, violations of law, or threats to the public health or safety? Under the district's whistleblower law, district employees who make protected disclosures such as these are protected against coercion, harassment, and retaliatory action later taken against them because of their report. The whistleblower law also includes enforcement options if a supervisor threatens or takes retaliatory action against an employee who makes such a report or who refuses to follow an illegal order. If an employee feels that he or she has been retaliated against, the aggrieved employee has the option to either bring a civil action in court or to challenge the supervisor's action in an administrative review. The whistleblower law also outlines various disciplinary actions that can be applied to a supervisor or other official found guilty of improperly retaliating against an employee. These include possible dismissal and/or fines. Third, what are some of the limits on the protections in the whistleblower law? Whistleblower protections apply only to protected disclosures made in accordance with district law and district regulations, and only to instances where the making of such a disclosure is later found to be a substantial factor in any disciplinary action taken against the employee following the disclosure. In other words, whistleblower protections are designed to encourage open communication between district employees, law enforcement officials, and the Council of the District of Columbia. But they are not designed to provide blanket immunity to any employee in all situations. Finally, are there other incentives for reporting misconduct? Yes. You should know that under certain circumstances, if a financial recovery is made, a reporting employee may be able to share in a portion of that recovery. So on top of everything else, there may be a financial incentive to report misconduct as well.
And if you have any questions about your duties, protections, which may cover you, including any limits on those protections or possible financial incentives for reporting misconduct, please call or contact the D.C. Department of Human Resources, Thorne Posen, Special Counsel and D.C. Ethics Counselor in the Office of Attorney General, the Office of the Inspector General, or the Office of the General Counsel in the Executive Office of the Mayor.